All right, Shalom Yasharala. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son in their proper names in the Holy Spirit of truth. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Ha Rakah Kodash Ma'amoth. This is Mazan Bon Yasharala coming out of the GMS Lions Den camp. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Salutation to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth preaching this truth in sincerity, and a few Aquavim that follow after their husbands, and also the children that believe, man. Today I want to do a quick lesson on basically lamb backing off of the elder of the camp, Herawan. He did a beautiful lesson on, Russia's petrol ruble, you know, basically what China just did, man, with they Chinese yen, you know, they petrol yen, man, where they basically knocking the dollar out the way, man. They stepping on American toes, cause they basically was stocking up on gold, while America ain't had no gold, man, and America was already made no longer the world's currency. But you can see all this stuff was happening, you know what I'm saying, by steps, you know. Just like Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua took down every kingdom, man. He took it down by steps, step by step, you know. And that's how he's gonna get to this so-called white man, man, which is the devil, which are the Edomites of the Bible, man. He's gonna hit them where it hurts. He's gonna hurt them by hitting them by their money, man. And that's what's gonna hurt them worse, man. Just like he said, it's gonna be a famine in this place. It's gonna be pestilence. The same thing that happened in Venezuela, man. They eating out of trash cans and stuff right now, man. Just like the elder mentioned on this video, man. You know, they going through. So so Russia came at them, to get cryptocurrency, what I'm saying, with them. Because Venezuela has gold. So, Venezuela's going to hop on Russia's bandwagon, man. Just like the scripture say. All these nations going to get together. Everybody that this so-called white man was in league with is going to rise up against them, man. And take them down in the battle, over there the battle of in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, which is Yahweh judgment in the Hebrew, man. You know, what over there in the Persian Gulf, man. They're gonna get down and busy, man. And Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he's gonna be there to meet them and make sure they be destroyed, man. Because they're gonna try to rise up and fight the Lord and the angels also, man. Because even though Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua is using Russia and China right now, he's also against them too. Because they heathens, man. He ruleth in the kingdom of man, man, and he give the power to and use whoever he want to use, man. He's the mass puppet master. He's the controller of this movie, man. He's the director. He gets to choose what he wants to happen. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to play a little bit of this video. Then I'm going to get a couple of scriptures and get my couple of jabs in.
Thanks for being with us, Max. Am I crazy, or is the West trying to downplay this deal just a little bit?
Well, Anissa, what we're seeing here is a transition from the petrodollar to the petro ruble. So for decades now, the price of oil and gas has been priced in U.S. dollars. With this $400 billion deal with China, we now see a shift of the pricing in energy going toward Russia and China. This means the U.S. dollar as world reserve currency, its days are numbered. And this is also manifest in the actions by Russia this past month to almost quadruple their purchase of gold. So Russia's been buying gold every month for several years. They have now quadrupled that monthly purchase because they're getting ready for the time when the U.S. dollar starts to rapidly lose value against other currencies. Gold will start to be marked up aggressively. So both China and Russia have been buying gold. They're now going to price energy in something other than the U.S. dollar. So this is really the dawn of the petro ruble.
So there you have it, man. Like you said, it's the birth of the petro ruble, man. And they got the yuan, what China just recently did, man. And they coming together. They both have gold. You know, they've been stacking their gold, man. Already planning this. Because they already know that they was going to have to take out the big bad wolf, man. You know, the big bad bully in America. Because they too greedy, you know. Putin, you know, he mentioned that plenty of times, man, that America is just too greedy, man. You know, and we're going to get these scriptures, man, and show you how in the scriptures that this all is scriptural, man, that this was going to happen, man. You know, and America isn't led in that thick clay, you know, and that thick clay is that debt, man. And this is the perfect example of kingdom. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect example of a kingdom that's divided within itself can't stand, man. Because Russia, you know, the so-called Russians and the so-called white man, they are people, man. They are of the same tribes, you know. They the same people. Okay, this is the book of Obadiah. I'm going to just start at verse 1. The visions of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's happening, man. You know, you see these nations, they getting ready, man. You already seen, you know, Russia flexing their military and their nuclear defense, man, and their nuclear missiles, showing off they Satan 1s and Satan 2s. You also got, you know what I'm saying, North Korea got in the mix, man. That's the perfect example of saying, let the weak say I am strong, man. You know, and you also got Iran. They got in the mix, man, flexing they military also. And you got China, man. You know, they been they powerhouse, you know, but Russia, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has put the hook in Gog and Magog's mouth again to turn them back to their Soviet Union that they was really once upon a time, man. You know, that powerhouse military that they were. That's why you got them flexing their missiles like I was mentioning earlier. That Satan 1 and Satan 2, man, they done turned back to that Soviet Union that they once were, man. That military powerhouse. Okay, and they are rising up against her for battle, man, rising up against Edom, which are the so-called white people, man. You know, mainly these Khazars, man. You know, Amalek, the top tribe of Esau, man, which is on these so-called Rothschilds, DuPonts, and these Gettys, man. These gutter rats that's over there in our land, that's in the land of Israel today, man. Talking about they Jewish, those guys. Okay, this is verse 2. Behold, I had Shalaki. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Khan. Don't nobody like this so-called white man, Shalaki, which is the devil, man. Don't nobody like these Edomites, man. You know, they know that they the scum of the earth. All they have been doing is going around still killing and destroying, man. Dividing and conquering. Lying and stealing and killing, man. That's all this so-called white man has done, man. You know, he's greatly despised, man. The trees, you know, don't like him, man. The sun don't like him. The animals don't like him. You know. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And you know what I'm saying, that's the so-called white man's spirit, man. Because his inward thoughts that his kingdom should go on forever, man. That his dwelling places. Let me go ahead and just get that precept, man. Except for roughly paraphrasing, because I might mess it up. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. Shalaki, that's the wrong scripture. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, in their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Khan, and that's what this devil has done, man. These so-called white men, which are the Edomites of the Bible, man. They call the lands after their names, man. And they think their dwelling place is going to last forever, man. That's why that pride, man. That's why it said the pride of his heart has deceived him. That's how you know it's speaking of them. You know, these Edomites, man. Because they are the wicked. You know, the number one. The ringleader of being wicked, man. And they are created for the day of vengeance, man. Because that's all they're going to do is spew out their wickedness, man. That's all they can do. That's why all their teachings and philosophy is nothing but lies and deceit, man. And witchcraft. Okay, and his habitation is high, man. And he said if in his heart who should break him down. Because he set himself up as being in the Most High. As being the Most High. Like he spoke about in the book of Thessalonians. And I'm going to go ahead and get that, man. And I'm going to hit the book of Isaiah 49. Okay, let me get it. Bear with me, okay. Alright, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Con, and that falling away has happened, man. You know what I'm saying? All us are worthy of death, man. We all have went off. Our righteousness is a filthy rag, man. You know, that's why we went through what we went through. That's why we went into slavery. You know, because we didn't want to listen and hearken unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh's words full-heartedly, man. You know, just like he said, even the prophets, they went off, man. You know, that's why on this time we repenting for all the things that we have done in our past lives all the way up to now that we're doing, man. That's why we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability here in captivity, man. Because this queendom that the so-called white man has set up, man, it's set up for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American to fail, man. They set this up for us to go off. So that's why we have to be vigilant. That's why we have to be circumspect, man. You know, we have to be, you know, our mind got to be occupied with these prophecies. Our mind got to be steady, focusing on eating this roll, man. You know, be steady reading and watching and sitting on our watch tower and watching, man, the times. You know. And that son of perdition is being revealed now, man, through who? The man of the Lord, man, his mouthpiece. And I just recently did a script, you know, Shalak, I recently did a lesson about that. You should check it out. Okay, this is verse 4. Who oppose and exalt himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Khan, and that's the so-called white man. What he did during the Renaissance period, man. You know, he up in the book of the law and sought out to paint the images and hit, you know, the prophets and the judges in his image, man. The main judge that he painted in his image was Yahushua, Hamashiach. He painted his image, you know what I'm saying, and so-called whitewashed it, you know, and gave him a so-called Greek god name, man. You know what I'm saying? And Latinized the name to give homage unto their idols, man. Okay, now let me go back to this is back at Obadiah. I'm gonna start at verse 3 again. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Kind of like we just read in 2 Thessalonians, man. He exalts himself in the sky as the Most High, man. You know, and he said he's going to be as the Most High and sit in the temple as him, saying, who shall bring me down, man? That's the pride of the so-called white man. You can clearly see that. He don't think that his rulership is going to end. You know that he called the lands after his name, man. You know. All right, this is verse 4. Thou, okay, and it also said thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who dwell in the clefts of the rock? What? Okay, so-called white men. What they call themselves Caucasians. Okay, what does the word Caucasian mean? Cave dweller. You know, they came from. They originated when they was in Mount Seir. Then they left and went to the Caucasus Mountains. Later to leave, then they left out of the Caucasus Mountains through Alexander the Creed, man, who they called the Great, which was great in wickedness. Through him to take over the world. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? Because who else has done these things, man? Who else had done these evil atrocities unto the children of Israel like they have done? It was other nations that did evil things unto the children of Israel, unto the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. But the so-called white man took it too far, man. He did all types of homosexual acts, all types of nasty and disgusting and low things, just like he is, man. Very low and a base man. A scumbag, man. This is verse 4 of Obadiah. Thou that exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou that set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Khan. And that's what he's gonna do, man, to you Edomites, man, you so-called white people. Y'all exalt yourself as the eagle. You got on the back of the American dollar, you got your eagle. And the symbol of one of y'all symbols for America is supposed to be the bald eagle. And you try to set your nest on the stars with your, NASA. You got your satellites that's up there in space. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said he's going to bring you down, man, even though that you exalting yourself as trying to exalt yourself on his throne. He's going to bring you down, man. And he's going to do it through his people, man. The same ones that y'all was treating like shit and whipping, man. And still treating like shit spiritually to this day, man. But destroying our people's minds with your MK Ultra, man. Okay, now let me get... Okay, I'm going to read it. This is verse 5 of Obadiah. If these came to thee... Shalaki, if these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would thou have stole till thou had enough? If the great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Khan, and it's basically one of the things that, Esau's, people said about him, Putin. He said that America's greedy, man. They're not going to leave anything. They're going to take everything, all your resources. They're not going to drop nothing on the ground and leave it, man. Just like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said that the other nations is a drop of a bucket, man. That bucket that you're carrying and waste that little bit of water out that you're not going to turn around and go back and get. He said, he said Esau, they're going to turn around and try to pick up that little bit of water that they waste, man. That's how greedy they are, man. They're leaving nothing. They taking everything. Okay, now let me go to Shalaki. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah, chapter 49. I'm gonna start at verse 9. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaming grapes? That's a question mark. If these by night they will destroy till they have enough. Verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, his secret place, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Khan, and that clearly go back to this, man. His brethren and his neighbors, Russia not with him. China is not with him. Every nation that he was in league with, Iran, all of them. They're not backing the so-called white men anymore. They are against him. He been made small among the heathen, man. And he's greatly despised. And you can clearly see it with these nations, rising up together against America. And they're going to shoot nuclear missiles on this place. you know, during World War III. That's what's gonna make the lake of fire that burneth with brimstone, man. Fire and brimstone. It's gonna be right here in America, man. And this place is gonna be no longer inhabited. You know, he's gonna leave neither root nor branch. They're not gonna rebuild the desolate places like they say in the scriptures. They think they're gonna do. No, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said he's gonna come get y'all out of y'all holes and y'all bunkers, man. Okay. This is verse 11. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For this saith the Lord, behold, thou whose judgment has not to drink of the cup, have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that still altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said, letting you know, leave thy children, man, and preserve them alive, to let you know that you're not going to go unpunished. You're going to get punished through your children, because your children are you, man. They are you reincarnated. You know, your ancestors down the line, we all come back, man. You know, reincarnation is real. It's spoke about in the scriptures, man. And if you can't understand that, you're not going to understand these scriptures. You know, this is verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai say he swear on himself. You know what I'm saying? He swear on his name. You know, but we can't do that. So you better not dare call yourself swearing on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's name, man. Just like the ones that say, I swear to God. You know, you don't supposed to swear upon the Most High's name. You know, that's how you know the ones that don't have no knowledge and they don't even care. But they are sucking on is that Jesus juice, and all they care about is how the world teach it and loving everybody. You know, being caught, on that Jesus juice, being all love, man. You know what I'm saying? And the scriptures let you know that a false balance is an abomination with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And the just weight is his delight, man. And you can't be just one way. You know, because he told you to don't give unto the ungodly. You know, don't cast your pearls before swine. And don't give what's holy unto the dogs, man. So you basically being a hypocrite because you're not following the scriptures in the volume of the book. Okay? So he said they're not gonna go unpunished, man. They're gonna drink of that cup, man, that they have filled, man. Just like we had to drink of that cup of slavery, man. That half a cup, you know, that little pour. They're gonna have to drink the whole cup of indignation, man, because they filled it all the way up, man. The sins have reached up to the heavens, man. You know, so they filled that cup all the way up to the rim. You know, we just had a little sip. They're gonna get the whole cup, man. Okay, this is back at Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 13. I'm going to start at the top again. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolate, shall become desolate, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities before thereof shall be perpetual waste. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai destroyed this one wicked kingdom that, you know what I'm saying, was in the time of Jeremiah, man. To let you know, he put it on himself. The same way that place became desolate is the same way that, you know what I'm saying, this place America, which is Babylon in the scriptures, is going to become desolate, man. You know, just like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, man, it's going to be the same way, burnt up, ashes. You know, nobody's going to be able to inhabit it again. Okay, this is verse 14. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. And that's what's happening, man. They're gathering themselves, man. You know, you see, that's why you see, you know, Putin shaking hands with China people, man. You know? So they getting ready, man. They coming together, man. They get ready to take out this place, man. That's why you can clearly see this is the year of prophecy, just like Apostle Tahar named it, man. You know? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he named this the year of prophecy. And you can clearly see it. Look at these prophecies kicking off. Okay, verse 15. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. And that's what's happening, man. We just read that in the book of Obadiah. You know, that's just to double it up to show you that he's talking about you Edomites, which are the so-called white people today, man. You know, y'all are greatly despised, man. Your own people can't stand you, man. You know, nobody likes you. And you're going to get everything that you have given back unto you. That's why the scriptures just let us know in Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12, you're not going to go unpunished, man. You're going to drink of their cup, man. You know. And I got one more scripture to prove what we just read even the more, man. You know, by he say he lead the fatherless children alive, preserve them, man, to let you know that even your kids, man, they're gonna have to reap that reward for you. That's for the ones that like to come up to us and say, oh, that was our ancestors, that wasn't us, man. We wasn't there. But the scriptures say otherwise, man. It's not in our will to how y'all gonna get judged. It's in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's, man, the creator. Don't the potter have power over the clay? Alright, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the lands nor fill the face of the world with cities. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua say prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers. Because he knew your fathers wasn't going to be around, man. You know, and this also going back to the book of Psalms 49 and 11. You know, when they say their inward thoughts that their houses will dwell forever, man. They call the lands after their name. That's how they fill the faces with cities and call the lands after their names and the cities after their names, man. You know, and you could clearly see it in America, man. Like the one great example we always use in this count, man, and Andrew Jackson. You know, he was a slave owner. He was an Edomite, man. Devil. You know. He killed plenty of Native American, so-called Native American Indians. He killed plenty of so-called Seminole Indians, man. You know, which are which is Reuben and Gad, man. You know, he did all types of atrocities unto them, man. But you know, that's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua say prepare slaughter for them, man. Because he knew that they was going to inherit they was going to inherit the inheritance, man. He knew that they was going to take the money. And they was going to hold themselves not guilty. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and end it there. I could keep going, but the lesson already was longer than I wanted it to be. You know, and you know I gotta get on. So with that, I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Ma'amath. Another double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Salutation to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth and sincerity, and the few Aquavium that follow after their husbands, and also the children that believe, man. Shalom to Yasharallah and Delta America.